What's up, YouTube family? It's your boy King Abe. Welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys a very powerful intraday trading strategy that you guys can use whether you have a small account or if you're a beginner. So if this is your first time on my channel, make sure you like this video, smash the subscribe button, and turn on the bell notification so you guys don't miss any of my future video. Now without further ado, let's dive right in on the charts and let's take a look. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel guys. So guys, in this video for this strategy we're going to be looking at Euro USD, and we're currently on the 1 hour time frame. But we are using this strategy, you're gonna have to use this strategy on the 1 hour time frame. That's where we're gonna be using this strategy. And for this strategy we're going to be using two indicators, and I have one of them here. This one right here, this is called Awesome Oscillator. For those of you that are just watching my channel for the first time, this indicator right here is called Awesome Oscillator, and to add this on your chart you go to indicators and you just type awesome. Once you type awesome, you should see it is going to pop up, and this is it right here. I already have it on my chart, so we're going to exit this. So this awesome oscillator is made by Bill Williams. This indicator is very powerful. It's very powerful guys, I'm telling you. Now we're also going to be using another indicator that's made by Bill Williams. So the second indicator we're going to be using is called the Williams alligator. Bill Williams alligator. So we're going to click on that. Once you click on that, and that's it. Now that you have it on your chart, now to use this strategy, the first thing we have to do first, because when you have indicators on your chart, that doesn't mean you're just gonna start placing trades blindly. You still have to figure out where your zones are. And the way I trade and how I actually recommend is that if you're trading on the 1 hour time frame, which we're going to be using this strategy on, I recommend you go to the higher time frame. It could be the daily time frame or the 4 hour time frame, but I prefer using the 4 hour time frame to look for my support and resistance zones. So we're going to go to the 4 hour time frame, and what we're going to do is I'm going to use this buy example. Now what we need to do first is to figure out where our entry is going to be, meaning where our support and resistance is. So since we're going to start with this buy example, we need to figure out where our resistance is so that we can get in this buy trade. Now we can see that over here we had a support that became a resistance zone. We had a support right there that became a resistance zone, as you guys can see. So now that you have this zone, what you do now is that you go back. You're gonna go back to the 1 hour time frame. We go back to the 1 hour time frame and we look for that zone on the 1 hour time frame. Now here's the zone right here that we marked on the 1 hour time frame. So now before this happened right here, before we had this pullback, if we go back to the 4 hour time frame, this zone previously was initially like this, but now we have to draw it all the way down here, because now this gave us another rejection right over here. Because for your support and resistance, what you're just looking for is rejections. You're looking for rejections for support and rejections for your resistance. That's all you're looking for. So if we go back to the 1 hour time frame, now that we have our zone, this is how you use these two indicators. What you need to make sure is that, so this alligator indicators right here, now this green is called the lips. This I believe this is purple or red, this is called the teeth, and you have the jaw. Now, to use this alligator indicator, once this green line, which is the lips, once it crosses the other two lines, once it crosses the teeth and the jaw, now the indicator is telling you that now the market is now trending. Now you can get in for a buy. If it's above, it's telling you now you can get in for a buy. And for this awesome oscillator, you have to make sure that if this histogram or bars, whatever you want to call it, is above the zero line and it's green. Now, it doesn't matter if you see red in between, as long as it's above your zero line, then you're good to go. Now, to use this, now once you have this resistance, once price closes above your resistance, once price closes above your resistance and the lips crosses the teeth and the jaw, once you have that right over here, now what you do is you can either get in right here when price closed above your resistance zone, or you can wait for the retest right over here. You wait for the retest for price to pull back and touch either the lips, the teeth, or the jaws. So once you see that, then you could have got in right over here at this bullish engulfing candle. You could have got in right over here. Now, when you got in right over here, now let's put this in replay mode so you guys can actually see it in action where your entry would have been. So let me replay this. And we're going to start from right here when price closed above the resistance. Now let's see. Bam, you have price closed above your resistance now, and you have the alligator actually crossed. You have the lips crossing the other two lines. Now you have those two confirmations. Now you could have got in right over here, like I said earlier, or you could have waited for the retest back to the alligator indicator. Now let's see. Bam, you could have got it right here, like I said earlier, at this bullish engulfing candle. Now that you have that, now that you have your entry, now to figure out where your resistance, where your next zone is, which is going to be your take profit, you have to go back to the 4-hour time frame, because I want you guys to remember one thing. When it comes to Forex, all we're doing is that we just trading from zones to zones. That's all we're doing. So since you know that now, so now where would we have target looking at the 4-hour time frame? Now we could have easily target this zone right over here for our take profit 1. We could have easily target that zone for our take profit 1, and we could have easily also target this zone over here for our take profit 2. We could have easily target this zone as well for our take profit 2. Now let's go back to the 1-hour time frame and let's see how this trade actually played out. Let's keep looking. Bam, we got our take profit smashed. We got our take profit smashed. Now let's take a look and see what our risk to reward ratio was just for this TP1. Now you got in right over here, right at this bullish engulfing candle. You have your TP right over here for 78 pips. Now you have your stop loss right below this alligator indicator for 30 pips. We're looking at our risk to reward ratio for 2.5 to 2 to 5. That's our risk to reward ratio right there. Now that's how you use it for a buy. And right now our market is actually still open. If we go back to the 4-hour time frame, we could actually see that we absolutely still in an uptrend. We actually still in an uptrend. Now to figure out your to draw your trend lines, I'm actually going to do a video about trend lines. You need 3 touches. You need point A, point B, and C. You got it right over here. You got it over here. And you got it over here. Now once you have this third touch, you definitely know that okay, now price is actually going up. Now we're in an uptrend, price is absolutely going up, and you absolutely have another entry right over here, and you could have had another take profit right over here because we had a rejection right over there, and that's a resistance right there. So you could have target that zone right over here on the 1 hour time frame. And if we look at that, we're actually looking at how many pips? We're actually looking at about 58 pips just for this re-entry right over here. So now let's go and take a look at a sell example. I'm going to delete all the drawings. Now for the sell example, you have to make sure you have this cross. The ellipse has to cross all the other two lines, and you have to make sure that this alligator, this awesome oscillator is below your zero line and it's red. Like I said earlier, it doesn't matter if you see green in between red, as long as this histogram or bars, whatever you want to call it, is below the zero line, then you're absolutely good to go. Now, to figure out where our entry is going to be, what do we see here? We absolutely see a resistance that became a support zone for our entry. That's what we see right over here. As you guys can see, that's what we see, that's what we're looking at. Now that you have this zone, what are you going to do? Now you can comfortably go back to the 1 hour time frame, and let's look for that zone on the 1 hour time frame. Now this is the zone right here on the 1 hour time frame. Now what you do is, once you have all your confirmation, now you just enter, you wait for the retest. Like I showed you guys on the buy example, you do the same thing for the sell example. You wait for the retest, or you could have got in once price closed below your support zone. You know, it all depends on you, but I recommend you wait on this retest, or you just get in once price closed below your support zone. Now we're going to put this in replay mode and actually see where our entry is. Let's put this in replay mode. I'm just going to start from right over here, and let's take a look. Bam, you got your entry right over there at this bullish, at this red candle right over here, this long bearish candle right over here. That would have been your entry right over there. Now to figure out where your take profit is, you got to go back to the 4 hour time frame, and looking at the 4 hour time frame, we could see that we could have easily target this zone right over here as our take profit, looking at the 4 hour time frame. And we could have also easily, just right over here, we could target this zone as well for TP2 right over here. And also, just to have 3 take profit, we could have easily target this zone as well. So now let's go back to the 1 hour time frame and let's take a look, and let's see. Bam, we got our take profit smashed for our TP1. Now let's take a look and see what our risk to reward ratio was for this trade right here. So now you have your entry right over here. We have our take profit right over here. Our take profit was for 74 pips, and you could have your stop loss right above this zone right over here. Let's say for about 30 pips right there, and we got risk to reward ratio 2 to 4. Now on the 1 hour time frame, you can also use the 1 hour time frame for your take profit. But if we had used that 1 hour time frame, even though I actually recommend you use the 4 hour time frame, we could see that we could have target this zone actually as our first take profit just on the 1 hour time frame. Could have seen that we could have target this zone right over here as our take profit. That's why over here, this zone right here, Let me delete this. That's why over here, this zone price came back and we test that same zone because this was a support, because this was actually a support zone over here and a support zone right over here. So that's why when price closed below it, then what the price do, price touched it again and then came down and finally hit our take profit. Now if you had missed this entry right over here, when you saw this retest, when you have your zones already, you saw this retest, you could have got in again and you could have had your another take profit right over here. You could have had take profit over here based on the 1 hour time frame, but I actually recommend using the 4 hour time frame to figure out where your zones are, mark up your zones and use it for your take profit as well. But you can use the 1 hour time frame for your take profit as well. It all depends on you. Whichever one you want to do, it all works. So guys, if you find value in this video, please like this video, smash the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you guys don't miss any of my future videos like this. Thank you guys for watching.